WWE's Bad Blood was Saturday, and it was a little bad. The match card was exciting, yet the matches were disappointing. I had high hopes for this event after looking at the storylines and everything going into it, but was extremely disappointed by how everything played out and how the matches went. So let's get into my review of Bad Blood. Now, before we get to the matches of Bad Blood, let's go over a few things that happened at Bad Blood that aren't necessarily about the matches. Just some prizes and some different things that were going on in the arena at the exact same time. We saw 3 returns in Raquel Rodriguez, The Rock, and Jimmy Uso. We've been asking about Jimmy Uso for a long time because it's been reported that he's been healthy for a few months. So I'm very happy to finally see him back, and as well as The Rock. As much as I hated The Rock when he came back earlier this year for Mania, I can appreciate his level of intensity and the drive he brings to putting out a good product. So I am also glad that he has made his way back. Raquel Rodriguez, I'm also very excited about, as she has been dealing with some health issues that it looks like she has gotten cleared up, which is great, and she should be making a full in-ring return very soon. Another thing that happened is Triple H unveiled a new title belt. Now, this isn't a weekly TV show title belt. This is only going to be defended at Saudi Arabia at Crown Jewel. Now, the top champions from Raw and SmackDown will be competing for this belt. And as of now, the only time we know this belt will be in use is at Crown Jewel for Saudi Arabia. We don't know much else about it at this point, but it looks like we will be seeing Cody versus Gunther at Crown Jewel, as well as Liv Morgan and Nia Jax. Now, this is 4 weeks away. There's a lot of time for that to change, but as of now, as of the recording of this video, that is what we're looking like for Crown Jewel. And last but certainly not least, after the show was over, we get a video of Kevin Owens attacking Cody Rhodes outside of his bus. Now, this did not air on the Bad Blood pay-per-view, but was posted on social media by fans. The WWE itself never made a post about it, other than Triple H saying that it will be handled. Now, there was a hint at this when Triple H took the stage at the press conference saying that Cody was otherwise occupied and could not make it. For me, the surrounding events of Bad Blood were better than the events itself, and it has done a good job building more stories and building up future events, but kind of fell flat on its own face. And none of these matches were necessarily bad, but all but one of them could have been done on TV. There was nothing special about them. There was nothing crazy that happened outside of the shark cage match. That was an interesting stipulation, but those have also been done on TV before. But let's go ahead and get into the matches with my lowest rated first. My lowest rated match was Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. I gave them a 78 out of 100, which leaves it at a 3.9. Now, it was great to see Raquel at the end of this match, but I'm just tired of the feud. I'm sick and tired of it. It's gotten so stale. The women's championship deserves better than this feud. When you've got a roster stacked with the women that you do, having that title be sucked into this void of just 2 women fighting over a man is so disappointing, especially with the climate of wrestling now. Women's wrestling is at an all-time high, and one of your top titles isn't being utilized to its fullest potential. And this match is a great example of this. This would have been a fantastic Raw match, but this is on a PLE. This is on a big event. This is not just Raw. I guess they'll go at it again. I'm not looking forward to it. It is what it is at this point. WWE is going to do what they want to do. I trust them to do the right thing, but I'm not excited about this at all. Next up, surprisingly, maybe to some of you, is the Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns Bloodline Tag match. This match was just boring. They didn't really do anything. Like the last 5 minutes of this match and the last 5 minutes of the event were exciting and fun and, a reason why you would go there and watch. But the beginning of this match is just, nothing happens. It's just like a regular tag match. It's just another one of those things that could have been done on TV. Now, the last 5 minutes of it, I do understand why that couldn't be done on TV. That's a lot happening, and it needs a bigger stage with The Rock returning and Jimmy Uso returning all within about 5 minutes of each other. But the match as a whole wasn't great. I gave it an 82 out of 100, which is a 4.1 star. I mean, good, but could have watched that on Raw this Monday and been just as happy. But I took up a slot on Bad Blood. So, oh well. For the third match, we have Bayley versus Nia. Now, I had predicted that Nia was going to win, and she did. It's pretty predictable. But I somewhat expected more. Bayley has had some fantastic matches in the past. Nia's had some really, really good ones more recently. And it still just felt like a TV match. It would have been a fantastic SmackDown main event, but as far as a PLE goes, it wasn't good. And when you have only 5 matches to make an event, they need to be good. Like when WWE was doing 8 or 9 match card PLEs, you could throw a bad match in there just to kill time. You could throw a match in there that doesn't need to be on a PLE. It could have been on a Raw in there just to kill time, and it'd be okay. But when you're running a 5 match card, they all need to be excellent, and they just kind of fell flat. I did, however, give it an 86 out of 100, which is a 4.3. The ending was great, and it leaves a lot of questions unanswered with Tiffany Stratton and her Money in the Bank briefcase. It was very fun to watch the moment where Nia thought that Tiffany was cashing in, where the referee was holding the briefcase. I honestly thought we were going to see Tiffy cash in by accident and lose the briefcase. But we haven't seen it yet, and I'm looking forward to how this plays out when we get to SmackDown this Friday. But overall, the match was just okay. Second to last, I have Damian versus Finn. Now, I didn't have a lot of high hopes for this match. I know both of them can wrestle amazingly in the ring, and that's really kind of what we got. I expected the Judgment Day interference, per usual, and I expected Damian to overcome it. And that's exactly what we got. We got exactly what probably just about everybody predicted. Nothing really special happened in this match. This was just like a Monday Night Raw finale. I feel like I've seen it before. It's nothing new. It seems to be how the Judgment Day has played out the last few events since kicking out Damian and Rhea. It feels like a weekly event that I just watched. They could have saved some time and money and just had it on Raw. But I'm not the one spending the money, so I did end up giving this match an 88 out of 100, which is a 4.4. Now, like I said, none of these matches were horrible, but I'm just disappointed in the quality that we got from Bad Blood. Now, the top match and what should have main evented and should have been the last thing is Drew versus Punk. Now, I understand the reasoning behind putting the tag match at the end with The Rock and Jimmy Uso returning. It makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. But the Punk-Drew match was so good, I feel like it diminished the rest of the card. Nothing else lived up to the hype after that match. It was the best Hell in a Cell match we have seen in a long time. They really just went after each other, and seeing pictures of the aftermath after everybody was back and was getting cleaned up, they put everything they had into it. There's a video of Drew McIntyre getting staples in his head, and it goes from about here to here. That's a massive cut on the top of your head. And this is for a wrestling event. Like, crazy. They were so fantastic. The whole match was amazing. I will go back and rewatch that match 100%. The rest of them probably not, unless I just need it for research purposes or to make another video. But this was so good. And it started off the night hot, and everything else just fell short. Now, I gave it a 98 out of 100, which is 4.9 stars, which is one of the top matches I have ever rated. It's very hard to get a 5-star match on this scale, and they have gotten closest that I've seen in the last few months since I've started doing this. I'm sad this feud is ending, but I can't wait to see what both of them go off to do on their separate ways after this. They've both been able to elevate each other, as well as elevate the Hell in a Cell match type that has been diminished in the past by having a pay-per-view that had to have it on it. A Hell in a Cell match is the end-all be-all match, and you shouldn't be just throwing feuds in the Hell in a Cell because they're having a feud. This was a proper Hell in a Cell match. It was one of my favorite Hell in a Cell matches that I have ever seen. Now, this is all for Bad Blood. It was an event. That's all I can say. It was the most disappointing event of the year for sure, but it wasn't bad by any means. It just didn't live up to the hype that had been built for so long around all these matches. They all kind of ended disappointingly outside of the Hell in a Cell match. Now, in the future, we will be going over every Bad Blood that has ever happened, so be on the lookout for that. We'll be doing ratings and reviews of those, as well as giving a top 5 Bad Blood matches. But for this video, that is all. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.